I'm ready.
All right, well, somehow I ended up matching my wife, but you look beautiful, as always. You're
thank
Scoopy
you.
and you're Gookie. You're all together, Spooky.
I almost wore
The
big old snake
Trevino
earrings too, but I
family.
was afraid you were going to make fun of me, and I didn't have time to put on my Halloween nails.
Well,
but
Renae-
I am in my season.
Renee's very upset because we cannot see her shoes. So without flashing, can you show everybody your shoes? There you go. She wanted to show
Can
everybody
you see them?
her beautiful
I
shoes.
can't do it without flashing. No,
I don't
there.
know.
Okay.
I think they got a glimpse. They got a
They're
glimpse.
so cute. They're all blinged out, and they're black and white, and I got tulle.
Apparently, last episode, I did not compliment how beautiful you were, and people were offended. And people were like, you forgot to tell Renae how beautiful she looks. And
I
she
didn't
looked beautiful.
catch that. I'm pretty sure you told me.
No, I didn't, because you didn't look beautiful. So I gotta be honest and real.
Was I schleppy? Well, I made up for it this week. I'm feeling very witchy.
Well, yeah. That should be easy for you. You might notice, dude, Rick, coolest thing ever. Whataburger sent me, for being a celebrity, a really cool gift. Look how cool this cup is. Isn't that cup cool?
They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Is that what it is? So they sent you all a box full of all kinds of goodies.
Look at this. I got a shirt right here. Isn't that cool? And they're actually my competitor over at Rao, but I'm not a hater. No, I'm not. Like, they're called Sendero. And
You're like, I'm not a hater. I just picked out the two ugliest shirts they sent. No, I'm kidding.
why would you say that? We found out who the hater is. But really freaking cool stuff, man. I mean, they sent me a whole box of just really cool things. So, want to thank Whataburger. Whataburger, I think, in my opinion, is kind of special to us.
It's like it's a Texas thing.
But specifically like Corpus Christi.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
You know, my dad growing up loved to go to Whataburger. And it was a treat for us.
And it was even like you knew what your favorite Whataburger locations were.
Oh, my dad always said the North Beach Whataburger was the best.
Had the best burgers, yeah.
So we'd be driving by. He's like, "Stop right here." Well,
But now it's like the one on Ocean Drive, right? Like when you
the
were in
Whata
high school, when
Palace?
I was in high school and I snuck into the clubs, that was the one you went to. Was the one down the street on Ocean Drive
when you were sneaking into clubs.
with my fake ID. Or not
There's
in high
a
school,
young
in
lady
college.
here, and you're giving her ideas.
I was in college.
Oh yeah, I even got a little card. Look how cool the card is. So thank you, Whataburger. And then I left this tag on because I wanted everybody to know that it was brand new. But I think I can take it off now.
It's a cool
right?
cup. I like it.
It's a very cool cup, and I think it's by Igloo. I love the colors, and you know, I love it. So thank you, Whataburger. Very nice of you. You got a little free shout out because you gave, well, not free. We traded.
Yeah.
Shout out for the cool cup. What a delicious.
So lame.
Why is that lame?
I don't know. Just cheesy. It was a cheesy dad joke.
Okay, well, that's what I do. We also have a 12-year-old here, so we're going to have to watch the jokes today.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
But we'll tell you guys more about that later. Dude, Rick, I watched, and Eric, because I know you girls don't care. I watched Tron. It was amazing.
You were not excited. You were like, I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to go see Tron.
Well, because, I had low expectations. Even Eric right now was like, me.
Yeah?
It was great. It was, not only was it good, it was great. Enjoyed every minute of it. It was beautifully done. I would like to go back and watch it in 3D because, and Rick, great homage to the 80s that they throw in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the music or what?
Well, Rick will get it. When Rick and I were kids, Tron was a big thing. When we were kids. And then they tried to make a movie and they really fell short. Wouldn't you agree, Rick?
With the second one? The first?
Well, the first one was like iconic.
Yeah.
And the second one, they fell short, in my opinion.
I didn't see the second one.
But you got to go see this one. Super fun. I think your boys will.
I was going to say, do you think Garrett will like it?
Yeah, you know what? I think Garrett would enjoy it. You know what? I might do that with Garrett and maybe take him to go see it. And I'll take my other mijo, Eric, with me, and we'll get popcorn and do the whole thing. But I just wanted to recommend it to you, Rick, because I know you nerd out like I do sometimes on that, the nostalgia of things.
Yeah.
You know, going back in time, you know, to the greatest era of all time, the 90s. You know, I feel sorry for you. We talked about this.
What?
Your generation had the shittiest music.
Oh my God. You want to talk about trends in fashion? When I was picking out clothes to wear on the podcast today, I had a pair of jeans that had just been like sitting on top of the island in our closet. And I was like, why are these up here? Why have they been up here for so long? Let me try them on. So I went to try them on. Babe, they must have been like from when we first started dating or something. Do you remember when low-rise jeans were a thing? I mean, now everything's like high-waisted. Holy cow. I think they like barely went over my pubic bone. I was like,
let's wear those. Let's see if we can't get those on.
Who wore these? How was this okay? I mean, I was really glad because they fit, so that was a really cool feeling.
I want to see them.
That I could get them up over my butt, but they were so stinking low. It was like Britney Spears.
I want to see them.
It was the 90s. It was the low-rise jeans.
It was not the 90s.
The Britney Spears
That was not
days.
90s.
Yes, it's 90s. Isn't
No,
it?
Britney Spears was early 2000s.
Okay, well, that's when I was a kid.
Early 2000s. I told Renae this. I go, my generation got the really cool shit. Grunge was happening and being created.
Yeah.
Gangster rap was coming out and being created.
Yeah.
This iconic, gangster rap that, the Tupacs and the Biggies and the Nirvanas and the Pearl Jams.
Yeah, we just had boy bands doing choreography.
Yeah, that's all you guys. Yeah, you guys were Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Timberlake, boring, NSYNC, like gay.
The choreography was top notch.
Y'all had and by the way, we also had the best country music, right? It was the George Straits and the Garth Brooks was coming out and changing, country music and making it a little more.
That was not when you were a kid.
Yes, I was a kid in the 90s.
I don't know. We need a timeline.
You were a kid in the later 90s.
Yeah.
We had no cell phones. We ran around the damn country, around the town like banshees. Our parents had no ideas where we were. I wish we could go back
to that. We had the little Nokia cell phone. So you had a cell phone if you needed one.
I had a pager in high school.
I had a little red one. It was like this big, and it just had a little screen on it.
Of course you did, spoiled fucking brat. Only the spoiled brats had phones back then.
No, but I wish.
Only the
yeah,
you didn't have one. Only the spoiled. Renee's over there like Zach Morris pulling out her antenna, walking around with a bag. I'm making calls right now. I'm calling like. But definitely, it was really cool to watch Tron. That's what I did. It's been a very, very rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very lucky that we were able to celebrate Garrett's birthday, and thank goodness that my family came with me.
Yeah.
Right. My family came with me. We went to do Irvine, which is in Orange County.
Have we talked about that?
No.
What did we talk about on the last podcast?
No, we skipped.
Oh, that's right. We skipped because we like pre-recorded because we were traveling. That's right.
But it was so very nice to take Garrett. Garrett's little buddy came with him for his birthday.
Yeah.
And man, we wore everybody out.
Yeah,
especially me, because
how much can we pack in one weekend for sure?
Well, we get there Thursday, and we run to the Dodgers game, Dodgers-Phillies game 4.
You and the boys.
Me and the boys, and unfortunately, that was the 13-inning game, and we had to leave in the 9th inning because I had to get to work. We would have watched the whole game had they done 9 innings.
To be honest, I was just so happy you got to make it at all. I felt like that was, with the playoff games, you don't know how they're going to play out. And we literally got best case scenario because we thought it was going to be me taking the boys to the game while you were on stage doing a show. We thought for sure it would be like a nighttime game, and it ended up being a daytime game. So you were able to take the boys.
But it was really cool.
Best case scenario.
And both boys got a ball.
Yeah.
Which I mean, all the things I wanted as a kid. Can I get one foul ball, or can somebody throw me a ball? But we were right there, man. I mean, we were right on the field, and Hernandez, the right fielder, I mean, he looks over at us and he goes, he tells Garrett and Charlie, he goes, okay, paper, scissors, rock, guys, who gets this ball? And Charlie, being the sweetest, he goes, it's his birthday. He goes, well, there you go, and threw it to Garrett. Then later on, because Charlie was such a sweetheart, he came back and gave Charlie one. So
that's awesome.
We were all geared up, had the gear up, because I was definitely not going to be rooting for the Philly because they got treated pretty horribly, getting yelled at. And I'm like, we're not doing that. Right.
Yeah.
So that was Thursday. Then I did a show. We woke up Friday. What was Friday?
We did Legoland.
Went
Friday.
to Legoland.
Like there as soon as they opened.
Fast passed it up. Did all the rides. I was impressed that Garrett did, but because he's got a little buddy, they're little machos.
Machos.
Neither one of them want to wimp out. Right? Both of them are like, I'll do it. You're going to do it. I'm going to do it, you know? And then I talked to Charlie's dad. Charlie's dad's like, dude, he's the biggest puss.
Well, apparently he's afraid of heights. And I didn't know until we're like up in the air.
But because Garrett would do it, Charlie's like, well, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it, right? And then took Saturday off, but not really. Because Saturday, what did we do? We ended up, we did something fun still.
Oh, we took them to the Pacific Marine Discovery Center.
Threw in a little bit of education, and then because
Delilah got to see a squid being dissected, and she was
she was all into
totally all about it. She was like up in it.
Because we believe in God, and if we have an opportunity to put God into our travels, we do. And this beautiful mission that we had not been to.
Yeah.
Me and you have been to
We've
lot
been
of
to
missions.
Several, up and down the California coast.
If we
Texas.
are in a town with a mission, we will make sure that we go and we do a little prayer and see the mission. This mission was unbelievably gorgeous.
I was going to say, before this, Santa Ynez used to be my favorite. Like the mission, the town, everything about it.
San Onofre, isn't it? The one that we saw?
No, I thought it was San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah, San Juan Capistrano. But holy moly, dude, like talk about a beautiful property. And there was
stunning.
3 churches in there. Mm-hmm. There was the original one that had gotten destroyed, and that was there. Then they built to replace that one, they built a small one that is stunning. And if the small one was there, I would have been just as impressed.
Yes.
But then they built this monstrosity of like the ones you see in Europe or Mexico or with the gold, back wall.
It reminded me of the one we saw in Hamburg in Germany.
Gorgeous church. Yes.
Yeah.
So we did that Saturday.
And there's a wedding happening. We totally bombed an Indian wedding.
Oh, Renae was so racist. So racist, dude. Like, you know how you say racist things on accident? Like, you're not racist, but then you say, like...
What did I say that was racist?
You were like, you go, are Indians Christian? And I was like, dude, can they not be Christian?
I didn't say, I did not say are Indians Christian. I said... it was interesting. I had never witnessed it was a Catholic church. I'd never witnessed an Indian Catholic wedding.
I'm like, Renae, can they not be?
Culturally, they typically celebrate different things.
Racist.
I was not racist.
It
was ignorant, but it was ignorant, not racist. There's a difference.
It was racist. Yes, it was very racist.
No, it wasn't.
I felt for them. I felt the racism for them.
Shut your mouth.
I went and I shook all their hands and I gave them all money. I said, here, I feel bad. Here's your reparations.
This is terrible. Just cut this section out, please.
Renae treated you very disrespectfully.
This section
and
out.
I would like to help with that. And then, this is what I'm really excited, Rick. We went to Disney. First of all, I was trying to convince everybody to go to Universal.
Yes.
Right? Because I love Universal. Universal Studios has all the badass 3D rides, and it's more adult.
I was more concerned about balancing the expectations of the children. And we have a almost 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so...
Well, Renae also told me, she was like, it's kind of for Delilah. And I was like, okay, I'm in.
Legoland.
No. Disney.
Oh. No, Legoland was for Delilah. She's obsessed with Legos right now. Garrett he was on the fence. Like Legoland, I was almost like, is he gonna like it? I think we might have aged out of it, and they loved it.
I thought he was gonna age out of Disney.
No, Disney's all ages.
It was so perfect for Delilah. I mean, Disney does everything over the top. The parades, she absolutely loved the parades. And here's what
the parades are impressive.
Here's a little tip for those of you that are thinking about going to Disney.
We did Disneyland.
Here's what we did, and I thought it worked out perfectly. And if I would change, I'll tell you what we did. It worked out amazing. Here's what I would change. Mm-hmm. We showed up as soon as the park opened.
Yep.
And we hung out till lunch.
Actually, we got there a little late.
A little bit later.
That's what I would have changed. We got in an hour after the park opened. And in hindsight, we could have ridden probably 1 or 2 really good rides. without a wait if we had gotten there.
But we hung out,
time.
rode some rides, saw some things, had a great lunch at Disney because the kids love eating at Disney.
Early lunch.
Like an early lunch. We bailed it back to the hotel, took a nap, everybody relaxed. And then because the park doesn't work close to 11, we went back at about 6 o'clock and spent the evening there.
For the nighttime
activities. And Disney at night is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
The parades are gorgeous. The
fireworks.
The Fantasia show was gorgeous. The fireworks were amazing. So what I think I would do different is I would sleep in, I would eat lunch somewhere, and then I would do dinner at Disney. I would get there like at 3 and then run it till 11.
Interesting, because I felt like the lines were longest in that. I would not do it that way. I felt like the lines were longest in that 2 to 4
Of course
or
you
5
would, right?
window.
I mean, it's my idea sucked.
No, because in that 2 to 5 window, people are like pushing through to ride the rides. And if you're like looking on the app,
but
that's when the rides were the longest.
You just take your time.
The lines were the longest.
You just take your time and you do the fast pass and you do the things that you can and you just chill. And that's if you have one day. If you have 2 days, then I would do a combination of the both. I would show up in the morning, do a half a day, go take a nap, come back, do the evening, then maybe the next day do something else in the morning, take a nap, and then do the evening again at Disney.
Yeah. I guess I loved the early morning, the cooler temperatures. Like if you can wake up early and kind of be there before the doors open to get through security.
Right? The hot part of the day, you just book it.
And we had lunch right when we were in line waiting for the restaurant to open.
I was in
lunch.
line. I was in line.
I was doing something with the kids. You act like I was just like having a mimosa on a park bench. Like
that's usually her life.
The
mimosa life. I need Renae to make a T-shirt that says the mimosa life. Another T-shirt that says I would agree with you, but we're both wrong.
Yes, that's correct.
That's what we're doing. But dude, Eric, best ride I have. I've ridden rides all over the world. I've been to Six Flags, Magic Mountain. I've been to Six Flags in Busch Gardens. I've been to. Rides. I've ridden them. Dude, the experience of the Star Wars ride is out of this world, Rick. It is, and somebody like you who love directing, you love seeing things unfold, and then you love to go, how did they do that?
The theatrics of it all.
Oh, I mean, the whole experience. It's incredible.
I did it at night. You did it in the morning, and I did it at night. And I think if you can choose, at night's probably the way to go.
Okay, so first of all, once you get to starting to load the ride, it starts becoming an experience.
Yeah.
Right? So the last 3 steps are part of the ride.
Yes.
As you're waiting, which finally somebody decided to do that, right?
It almost feels like interactive theater.
Yes, I would agree with that. And they're taking it very serious. They're dressed like captains and like Star Troopers and like they're running the ship or whatever. And then you go into this one holding. Now here's what's crazy. And I got to figure out how they do it. They walk you into the ship. The door opens. It's me and Garrett and Charlie. The door opens. You walk through this area. You go in there, Rick, and then the screens come up and you're in there. And they go, okay, everybody, hold on. And it doesn't move much. It's like just kind of rumbling, right? And I'm right. So the door I walked into, I'm on that wall. So the door is literally right next to me, right? And it kind of moves. And then they're like, oh, we're having trouble. And, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And okay, we're going to have to crash land into the, ship and we're going to have to get out of there and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, okay. And it's not that exciting.
Yeah.
The freaking same door that I walked in opens. I turn around and these 2 people come up and they're like, let's go. We got to go. And it's a completely different room. I did not feel it turn. I did not feel it move.
Well, so did you see everything is on a magnetic track system. So it's completely flat flat as this table.
I'm not talking about that,
But you see the way the river is on this table is like a magnetic strip, and you're in a little thing.
But
and
we're
it's
not there
pushing
yet.
you around. But I mean, everything is that way. I think even the rooms we're walking into are that way.
Dude, I'm like this, facing that way. Never once did the ship, it did this. What I felt, it did this. That's it. This door opens, and I'm not kidding you, dude, 150 stormtroopers are standing there.
Yeah, it was cool.
In this room.
Yeah.
And then these dudes come up to you immediately, and it's kind of scared, like, they're intense. We got to go right now. Let's go. Load them up. And then you're like, whoa, like, what's going on? But there's 150 full-size stormtroopers holding their weapons, and their heads are moving. And you can see them. And then these dudes come out, and you're like, wait a minute. I walked in that door. How are we in this room now?
Yeah.
And then you go to the next thing. Then you get on these little cars, and these cars take you on this magnetic, it's perfectly smooth and perfect, and you're going in, and it's 3D, and then you're in, and then the dude, what's his name? I forget the red guy from Star Wars.
Darth Vader.
No, the other guy. Which one's that one?
Red
Rick?
guy. Who's the
Darth
red?
Maul?
Darth Maul.
Oh.
Dude, he comes up on you as a person, and he's like trying to get to you, and you're like, hey, what the hell? And then you turn around, and there he is again, and you're like, holy shit! Like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, it is the entire experience. Rick, have you done it?
No.
Bro, you got to take the kids.
I even loved the element of like you said, in line as you're waiting and you're going from room to room, right? And it's a different experience. There's a section of it where you're like outside and you're at a spaceship crash. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that
that's
was
where
cool
you
too,
walk.
that you're going from inside to outside. And when I was on at the fireworks, because they do fireworks in that section of the park too, another set of fireworks.
So you guys got to
going
watch the
off.
fireworks?
Yeah, it was cool.
Dude, that ride, and maybe I bet you YouTube will tell me how they do it, but it's so crazy that the door opens and you're like, I just walked in that door. How am I in a freaking room with stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Like, it was
But poor
crazy.
road manager Kyle was with us. He spent all day trying to get on the ride because I think it's something about that magnetic system. And even like when you're riding with other people, you can tell there's so many like close calls of things like coming out at you, you know? So it glitches a lot. Like the ride, there were multiple times during the day.
There's so much going on.
When
right?
the ride is down.
There's so much going on. And then all of Star Wars land, man, it feels like the movie. Like you're walking through there and you're just like, God,
that was
this
the thing.
is
By the
so
time I
cool.
got there, it was so dark. I didn't really get that vibe.
It was so cool. And you know, you when Disney bought Star Wars, you go, are they gonna screw it up? No, they gave me an experience that was super freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I might get yelled at for this. I'm not a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, we're not a Star Wars family.
We're not like, ooh, I gotta watch the Star Wars, you know.
Garrett doesn't really. I don't think he's actually seen any of the movies.
But it makes me want to do it. It makes me want to watch them again because it was awesome. I mean, that ride, because it now has it put all elements of what we have available to us nowadays.
Yeah.
3D.
It's the best of everything any ride has. Yeah.
And so they were able to do everything, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So highly recommend it, Rick. Maybe you guys join us in Orlando when I do the show over there. And that's our spring break. Might be your spring break. And you bring the boys. Sounds
great. How long were you guys in line for?
Well, you know, we're bougie. We did the fast passes. So,
but it's not even just a fast pass. So Disney, and I don't know if it's the same at Disney World because they're all kind of different. They always change it. It's like Genie Plus or whatever. But right now you can buy a fast pass, which basically just allows you to reserve times. It's not just walk up to the front of the line.
Yeah, they tell you when to go there.
But that particular ride is not covered on the fast pass for the rest of the park rides. You basically have to pay an extra, per person to get on the ride.
Everything I spent was worth that ride.
That's what you said. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of cringe, but yeah.
It was awesome. And
you're essentially paying in addition to your park admission, you're basically also paying to ride that ride. Yep.
But it was worth it.
You're buying an extra ticket for that ride.
It was awesome. And Eric, I'm telling you, dude, like when that door opened and I was like, what? How am I in another room? But it was awesome. And Garrett kept saying, Dad, best birthday ever. Dad, thank you. Dad, I'm appreciative. He was really sweet.
Well,
and then Delilah has no clue because she's like, can we come back next week? Like, no, Delilah. Like,
we sort of sold Garrett because your schedule had been so nuts. This was the year he was supposed to have a big birthday party. And we kind of pushed him into, you don't really want a big birthday party. You want to go on a trip. Like, let's go with Dad just because you happen to be performing in California and we knew we could all go and, you know, make something of it. So I was glad that he like really enjoyed it.
I was like, well, and then for me, it sucked because they all left Monday. I had to stay Monday because I filmed the TV show on Tuesday. And thank God, this is what I was saying earlier. Thank God I was able to bring the family because had I not had the family there, it would have been really hard because I filmed Comics Unleashed on Tuesday, got home on Wednesday. I was here all of 24 hours, fought with Renae because that's what we do, and then gone on and had to go back on the road to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then this week, thank goodness, I'm home Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back on the road, but it's a long one, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I've got the next 11 or 12 days off.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to just getting to Monday.
We're in the home stretch.
So I can have some time off.
We're in the home stretch. I know I usually am just like, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can help with that. Yes, I can take that on. And this morning was kind of the first time that I was like, no, I'm going to say no to that. Like I really got to say no to that because I know it's hard for you on the road, but it has been a lot of me flying solo, sort of not having a backup, you know, to come in clutch and help me out. So
this time I hung out at the Improv, which was really cool. Ran into some old friends, you know, D. Ray Davis, who's been in a lot of things. He's always been so good to me, and he had a show that night, so I got to hang out with him and just see some cool people, you know. But still, I just, you know, I'd rather be home. I probably would have said no to the opportunity to do Comics Unleashed.
You mean?
If I wasn't able to have the family there with me that weekend.
Well, I mean, they also offered you multiple dates to do the show. And they were like, we can book this around Irvine. So you're not having to make a separate trip to California.
Just to go do that, right?
Yeah.
I think Comics Unleashed is it's going to air on CBS, I think. It was fun. You know, Byron Allen's a freaking genius, man.
Do you have an air date yet? No? Mm-mm. Yeah, because they bank so many, right?
I don't think I got paid for it yet, but I did steal the mug.
I thought they put it in a gift basket for you.
No, I just walked off with it. I just walked off with it.
I'm sure they're like a parting gift.
Well, everybody else left theirs. I grabbed mine. I turned around. They were all still on the tables of their tables. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm taking it, right? It's like the end of a wedding. You take the centerpiece. Yeah.
Because we need more cups. Although that one is a cute one.
No, I wanted to live, you know, we're junking up our little shelf here with all this crazy stuff that we have. But Milwaukee was great shows.
Yeah.
I got my ass handed to me at the casino.
There's a casino in Milwaukee.
Well, there's not one this week. Okay, so there's, and I don't know what good movies are coming out, so I can kill sometime somewhere. This week's gonna be rough.
Yeah, you're bouncing around all over.
Flying to San Francisco.
Is that considered Northern Cali? Yeah.
No, Central Valley.
Coast?
You know, it's gonna be a rough one because we're in a different city almost every single.
Fresno, Salinas. Right.
Modesto.
Salinas.
Yeah. Santa Rosa. Yep.
They're all sold out except for Thursday. Thursday's the only one that we need to sell out.
Salinas.
So this will air Friday, and it'll be too late to get people out. but we're trying. No, I'm excited to do Halloween with the family and be home because, gosh, it's wearing me out.
I gotta say, I want to say thank you. I read the comments. Did you read the comments? I forget what it was because we're putting out a lot of stuff right now. But someone was shaming me for
good. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Finally.
Someone was shaming me for our celebration of Halloween.
That's why I said earlier that we do believe in God,
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
you know what's great is that.
But somebody was like, shame on you for celebrating Halloween. You guys should have Christ in your life. And I'm like, we definitely have Christ in our life.
Why can't you have both? Like, why can't?
Well, there are some Christians that really look down upon Halloween.
But it's not like we have little voodoo dolls in our house. Like, there's a giant cackling witch laughing out front that Delilah helped me put together and she really enjoys. But she's also going to dress up as a saint next week for Mass, So it's like... what?
Look, you're not going to make everybody happy, right? And I will not... but, like I've told you before, we always do and be who we are.
Yeah.
And I am who I am. And people can say whatever they want about me.
Yeah.
I said something on stage the other day. I go, because part of my act, I say, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, right? And somebody goes, really, why? Like out of nowhere, like a heckler. Uh-huh. And I was like,
that's an interesting place to interject.
And I said, I love being a dad to my kids. I love being a husband to my wife. We have a beautiful home. We're healthy. And I said, and most importantly, I go, I'm at an age where I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. And it feels good.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like my shoes or my hat or what I'm doing or what I'm, fuck off. I love what I'm doing and I'm very secure in where I am in life. And I'm not concerned about, and even like the cussing. Oh, Steve cusses. Oh, well, get over it.
Yeah.
That's who I am. And by the way, I'm afraid of the people that don't cuss. Those people freak me out. The people that don't cuss, the clean comics, look up clean comics and then something always happens. Creepy. Something creepy happens with them.
Skeletons in the closet.
Bill Cosby get mad at everybody for cussing. Cleanest comic out there. Creepy. There's another friend of mine, very, very clean.
Yeah.
Just got busted bad.
Yeah.
That thank God, we weren't close friends, but he just got indicted on 7 pedophilia. But he was Mr. Dude, be clean. And, and it's like, oh, are those clean? If you see your friends putting Bible verses on Facebook all the time, those are the ones you'd be careful about.
Oh.
Those are the creepy ones.
Well, no.
Wouldn't you agree, Rick?
Well, I mean, there's a couple cases, sure.
We're all flawed. None of us are perfect. We all fall short every single day.
Well, my point was, I appreciated there were people who came to
your defense.
Yes, to my defense in the comments. Thank you. You were
people
wonderful.
were like, no, she's a good witch.
I appreciate.
She's not the bad witch.
I appreciate you, but also I chimed in too, and I was like, well, I probably shouldn't have. Probably should have just left it alone. But I was like, I enjoy celebrating Halloween,
It's
and
fun.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Chill, relax. It's fun.
Yeah.
With that being said, we have a special guest with us today. She's from back home.
Uh-huh.
And very, very talented. I don't like to talk about it much on the podcast because I keep it pretty on the DL. But Renae and I own a full music studio, and it is run by a Grammy award-winning producer. And we do some cool stuff over there. We're always recording songs for people, and it is a successful studio. And when I say studio, it's a real studio, like a real. There's a Neve board in there. I mean, it is 3-foot walls. It's called the Green Room. If you would like to record, DM us and we can give you info on it. But a friend of ours from back home reached out, and they're trying to make it happen for their lovely daughter who's 12 years old. And I'll be honest with you, we get hit up all the time. And people say, oh, you should check out this person and blah, blah. I'm like, This young lady is very, very talented. And the single that she's recording, I just thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was wonderful. And I'd like to give her an opportunity to sing about 45 seconds of it.
I love that.
For our friends here at the podcast. So come on over and introduce yourself. And I'm going to stand by Miss Renae.
And then we're going to move your chair back in, Bria, so that you're on camera where you're supposed to be. I'm going to put that where Steve was. Be careful. Okay. There you go.
I'm kind of creeping up on you, but
yes.
I will tell you, Miss Renae, Captain Evil, that when she sang the song that she wants to record at our studio, I was like, oh my God, it's a hit. It's really sweet. It really hits home, and it's just something really special. So let's hear about 40 seconds of that.
All right. This song.
Tell them your name.
Okay.
Okay, you tell him, Bria.
Thank
okay.
you. Hey y'all, I'm Bria Stone and I am 12 years old. I am from Corpus Christi, Texas, and I'm here recording my second single called Butterflies, and I'm super excited to do that. Thank you, Mr. Steve, for having me. I absolutely love this opportunity, and I'm so honored to get to record in your studio. And so here's my second single called Butterflies. Gotta get that capo on there. He's got blue eyes and dark brown hair. I can see him standing there. When I close my eyes, I get butterflies. He makes me smile for no reason. Is it love or just a season? God only knows how this story goes. First boyfriends and first school dances, making memories and taking chances. Growing up, it feels so new. Close your eyes and you'll feel it too. Butterflies, I get butterflies.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
You did so good. Thank you.
That's
thank you,
awesome,
thank you.
Bria.
Where can they follow you? Please follow her on
Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Bria Stone Music. Be sure to support me. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, great job, Bria. That was awesome.
What do you think?
That was so cool. That's the first time I got butterflies, Bria, because I'm gonna, like, as a mama, I think I'm gonna cry. Like, I got a little teary-eyed. You must be so, so proud, Kaylee. Kaylee's a good friend of mine, and her mama was my teacher. And I've never seen Bria perform live. And just as a mama, that makes my heart so happy. And I can tell why you are such a cheerleader for her. It was really cool to get to see you sing live, sweetie.
I want to hear Rick's opinion. What did you think, Rick?
Oh,
I mean, you can tell me later when they're not here, but tell us
Yeah,
your
I'll give you
fake
my real
opinion.
later. No, it was fantastic. Which, here's the thing: is everyone in this world just more talented than me? Like every single person.
Dude, I feel the same way. When I hear musicians, I'm like, I can't sing. I can't. She's doing two things at the same time. She's playing a guitar and singing, but very, very talented. Don't you think, Rick?
Very talented. The lyrics were great.
Yeah.
The whole song is fantastic, and that's what I was telling her, that what I find so interesting as a 12-year-old to be able to share her feelings. Yeah. Right? That was a song about feelings and about having butterflies and about all the things we go through when you're 12, 13. And, I remember being at that school dance when all the boys were over here and all the girls were over here, right?
Yes.
And we were all waiting for that one. Yeah, it was always me. They're like, Steve, go ask her to dance. Like, you'll do it. You're crazy. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll go ask her to dance,
Yes.
And then once one person dances, then, okay, now we can all dance.
Well,
right?
and that's what I was going to say. To be so eloquently vulnerable, those are her words. And then to be able to express those emotions in words, and then to be able to perform them for us, is just like the
Very
way she
good.
does. That's awesome.
So here's my idea, and we will let you guys all know, and maybe we'll premiere it right here on the podcast, to make a because there's not a lot of money, right? Mom and Dad are working their asses off to make this happen.
Yeah.
I thought, what a great music video, Rick. Are you ready for this? Have all of our friends and family send their awkward 12, 13-year-old pictures, and then just show a slideshow of all of our 12, 13-year-old first dance.
Yeah. Bust out the old prom photo.
Yeah. And then put the music behind that. What do you think, Rick?
I love it.
You love it. It's a good idea. Thank you. Also more talented than you. Also. I highly doubt that. But I'm excited for her. And, she's recording Butterflies here in the next couple weeks at the studio. I want to throw a big shout out to our friend Brie Bagwell for joining her yesterday as they did a writing session together.
Yeah, I love Brie.
And she's just the sweetest. And God, I'm just so impressed. They wrote a song yesterday, like a whole song. It's freaking good. Like, I heard it today. I'm like, dude, that's freaking good. That's amazing. So very excited. If you guys want to record at my studio and you're in the New Braunfels area, please hit us up. We'd love to have you in our studio. Eddie is like I said, a 2-time Grammy Award winning producer. And that guy's the sweetest.
Yeah.
He runs the studio over there for us, and he's such a nice guy, and he's so very appreciative, So thank you guys. And thank you, Bria, for sharing your talent. And then she's such a hustler, man. She got here and she ended up performing at Freiheit.
I heard, yeah. They stopped to introduce themselves and see if maybe they might be able to do a show. And he's like,
speaking of,
you have your guitar? Do you have some sound equipment? There's a stage.
I got it.
Huh.
She can meet Wade Bowen when we do our benefit show. What's the date on that?
November 9th.
Would you like to come back November 9th and perform for our benefit show and meet Wade Bowen?
Absolutely.
You're booked. You're booked.
Thank you.
Isn't that exciting? It's right around the corner. We are New Braunfels, San Antonio area. We are doing a very special show at Freiheit Country Store. How can they get tickets, Renae?
Well, okay, so that's a little tricky because it is it's
Charity.
going to a charity, yes, and so that the money goes all towards them and we're not exchanging money. It is a Venmo. So I'm going to have to share the Venmo and it's a Google form. You fill out a Google form and then it gives you the Venmo instructions.
So Garrett's teacher is battling cancer and we would like to raise money for her. So it kind of worked out because Wade Bowen, God, Rick, you should come for this one. I think it could be a really cool thing to record. Wade Bowen is in a fantasy football league. Last place has to do stand-up comedy. It's Wade. Wade got last place. So Wade now had hit me up and he goes, dude, I got to do stand-up comedy. I'll do it at one of your shows. I said, dude, that'll be hilarious. It'll be great. It'll be so much fun. Well, it turned out that we wanted to do this benefit show. So we thought, well, why don't we do the benefit show with me performing stand-up, Wade doing a little stand-up, Wade will sing a few songs, Bria Stone will sing a few songs, and we'll just turn into a really special night. So,
Rick, I'll send you the link so you have it. So you can put it in the description of this podcast so people know where to get all the information and how to donate.
It'll be very cool. So with that being said, Rick, okay, time for Rick's questions. He has not been with us for 2 weeks.
Did you miss us, Rick? I got a question. Did you miss us?
I did, of course. Here's my question. Let's go back to standing in line. You guys talked about the Fast Pass, but how long were you in line for?
Oh, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Yeah, but they tell you what time to come back. They'll be like,
You have to come back within this hour.
Yeah, you have an hour window to show up.
So when you go there, by the time you step foot into the theatrics of it, how long until you're on the ride?
On the ride itself, 15 minutes, because the 5 of the minutes is part of the experience. So you're already kind of feeling and seeing things, and you're doing cool things before you get on it. But Rick, I got to tell you, dude, and maybe you can look it up on YouTube or something. You would love it because of how big of a nerd you are when it comes to technology and production and. I mean, just the theatrics of it all.
But I would say that like other rides, you feel like, oh, you're sending me to this room to watch this cheesy video. Oh, you're sending me to this
holding
room.
tank.
Yes, yes. And this ride, the room to room and the walks don't feel that way. Like
it feels part of the experience.
It really feels like interactive theater, almost like you're walking through a haunted house, sort of.
Right. And they're making you start to feel like it's a real mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And they do a good job of it. I mean, most people that try to do that in a ride, you're like, whatever. Like, all right, captains. And you're
yes, like I'm done standing on number 7. Can you please, can I go to the next room now?
Dude, I would ride that ride over and over and over and over again. It was amazing.
You loved it. Yeah.
I was really, and I want to ride it again because there's so much going on.
Yes.
That you're missing things. And you're like, oh my God, look at that over there. And then I remember at one point, Garrett was looking at that. And then I turned to my left. I'm like, Garrett, like, check this out. And then you look over there and and then.
I would agree with that. I want to write it again too. Yeah.
You go, how much space are we in? Because it was huge. The ride took, you're in you feel like you're in a spaceship.
What's the footprint? Yeah.
It's huge. It was awesome. Next question.
Comics Unleashed. What is that? Is it like the old school Comic Unleashed?
Yeah, I mean, Byron Allen's bringing it back, and he's going to do all new episodes. I did it. I could not believe it when he said, he goes, Steve, you were here 15 years ago filming this show.
Whoa, was it? I remember you doing it. I was there with you. That was 15 years ago?
15 years ago.
Whoa.
You know, and I, like I said, I probably wouldn't have done it if it didn't work out in my schedule. But I'm glad I did it. And, you know, Alonzo Bowden was on my episode, and Alonzo's just, I've known Alonzo for such a long time. So
He was last comic standing, right? That's what blew him up, Alonzo? Yeah.
We all had our own trailers, and I get a knock on the door, and it's Alonzo, you know, and he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, get in here, you know. So we ended up being able to chat. I ran into Butch Bradley, who was doing the show before me, you know, and just, you know, got to catch up with some comics. And
Is it still the same format? Byron in the middle, 2 comics on each side of him, just kind of chatting?
And well, chatting. I mean, he's throwing softballs, right? So you can do bits, you know. But by you know, Kyle Road Manager, that's the first show he's experienced.
Oh, like filming, taping?
And they put him in the audience, you know. And afterwards, he's like, dude, TV's bullshit. He's like, dude. He's like, it's all bullshit. I go, yeah, dude. I go, what did you think? And he was like, applause, 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 applause. All right, everybody, let's clap. Byron Allen's going to come in. Everybody stands up and clap, you know. And he was like, dude. And then we would redo, you know, oh, let's pick that joke up again. All right, guys, we're all going to laugh again. And Kyle was like upset about it. He's like, it's a trick. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
But he really enjoyed being a part of it and got to see that. Now, here's what was really cool. That stage that we were on was the original Power Rangers stage.
That's so weird and random. Why is that really cool?
Because Alonzo, that was the first TV show he ever worked on when he moved to town. So he was telling me all the stories.
What did he do on Power Rangers? That's so random.
He was their chauffeur, their driver.
He drove the Power Rangers
He
around?
drove the Power Rangers around.
Like in real life or on the show?
But he's like,
the Power Rangers around on the show?
he goes, dude, I get hired for this show to do a job. It's a job, right? He's not an actor, you know,
Okay.
but it's a job, right? And he goes, we all get there and we're like, oh, this is going to be the worst fucking TV show on planet Earth. So much for this job. He's like, it's going to be canceled in a week. There's no way, no freaking way this show makes it. And then, of course, it became huge.
Yeah.
It was huge, Power Rangers. Well, and then comes to find out that one of the monsters, because Alonzo has such a deep voice, he goes, that was my first credit. I was the voice of one of the monsters.
That's awesome.
He goes, they heard my voice and was like, because it was such a low budget, they're like, hey, man, can you come over here and do this monster voice? You got a great voice, man. But that's how I found out it was the Power Ranger stage, because Alonzo was telling me all the stories about like how crazy it was and how some of the episodes, the Power Rangers like wouldn't show up.
Why does it matter? Someone else just put on the costume.
Yeah, so they would have like,
what they look like
they would have
anyway.
somebody else put on the costume. He goes, so sometimes there'd be like a fat Power Ranger and nobody would notice that they were overweight or, you know.
I'm pretty sure they noticed.
But it was such a cheesy show. But I think it's still going. Like there's still cartoons.
I'm pretty sure my sister had like a Power Ranger pillow when she was a kid. I think that was like Power Rangers were when Becca was a kid.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. But it was a lot of fun, Rick. And you know, that's how he's made several $100 million is because he syndicates these shows. And
Byron.
Byron.
Not Alonzo on the Power Rangers.
Byron. But it was fun. Next question.
With what you guys are doing with these Wedding Wednesdays, have you guys ever thought about writing a book?
I have. I always thought it would be funny. I like cool coffee table, but I like the way things look. I don't care how they function. I just like how they look.
Oh, I know.
So, well, except you. No, I'm kidding.
I love that you find yourself so funny. Renae found that joke. She's killing herself. Renae kills herself.
No, but I've told you this. I think it would be fun to do a really cool, like illustrated, funky coffee table book that's like a he said, she said version of Steve's Bits, where it's like your joke sort of illustrated in book form and then my retort to it essentially. And you like flip it over and one side is your version and one side is my version.
My idea to do a book is a kind of a love story, and in that love story is us telling our story about, you know, succeeding in the business, finding a way to succeed. And I would like to see the book start off with, here's me as a kid, here's how I grew up, here's where my dreams came from. And then all of a sudden Renae gets to tell her story as, here's me as a kid. Here's where my dreams come from. Here's my acting path in Gregory Portland. The moment that we cross paths.
Yeah.
And then getting to the point where we meet.
Yeah.
And the story about us meeting in LA. And then going through together, both of us telling the story of how we struggled, how we figured out to do it on our own, and how we had the grit to continue this journey together, and choosing a family, choosing to come back to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Choosing the paths that we've taken. That's the book I see, because I think it could be inspirational. I think it's something that couples could read and go, because I think a lot of couples go, we should do something together, and don't. Right? I think
like a work project, you mean?
Like a business or succeeding in something, or I think a lot of people go, man, and then I also think that we struggled through, Renae making the decision to say, okay, I'm going to get on board with
I'm
this
going to put my eggs in this basket. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And that's hard for a woman to do. And
scary.
And scary. And that's hard for a woman to go, I'm going to put my path aside to jump on this path.
Yeah.
And talk about all of that. And I think people could read it and go, oh man, that inspires me, or that makes me go, hey, we too can
look at things a little differently.
Can do it. And we learned that we were much more powerful together versus doing things alone. I had to convince her, but she finally came on board.
You did. You had to convince me for sure. Yeah.
And then there was a moment where it really changed, because Renae, and you know what, it was Garrett. It was talking about having kids.
That was the catalyst for sure.
Renae
kids.
going, okay, we got to make this work. And Renae starting to put in the work on social media and figuring out how social media works. And
I mean, it was, you talk about, like, in hindsight, to me, it felt like all of the stars aligning, right? We had Garrett, you simultaneously, kind of at the same time, blew up on Facebook with your bits. And we had to figure out, are we putting this kid in daycare, or what are we doing? How are the two of us together going to take care of this child?
And
what
it
forced us to make decisions.
And then also, all the things that we never learned, that we had to learn by fire, right? Was how to set up a real business, right? How to run our books through QuickBooks, and how to really do things right so that we're paying our taxes. So I always try to share as much information as I can with anybody that's willing to listen, because nobody taught us. Nobody told Renae and I, hey, this is how you make a business. This is how you write things off. This is how you do payroll.
Yeah.
This is how you pay, all that stuff and I'm sure, Rick, you guys had to learn, right?
Oh yeah.
And if it wasn't for Renae, I don't know if I would have been able to focus on that and comedy.
That's why I always laugh when people are like, so Renae, what exactly do you do? Are you his manager? And I'm like, no, I'm not his manager. I'm like,
momager.
All the jobs that, like, just in our path, as we have grown, all of the jobs that nobody wants to do or doesn't know how to do.
Renae is the filler outer of paperwork.
I'm the figure outer and the fill in the gapper and the,
Yep. So what do you think about those book ideas, Rick?
I think they're great. I wasn't expecting you to say narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to.
What were you expecting him to say?
Well, I'd like to inspire.
More like advice.
But it's also advice, right? I would love to inspire, right? I would love for people to read our book and go, that book inspires me.
Yeah.
That book makes me want to work harder. That book makes me realize that there's going to be ups and downs, right, Bria? There's going to be ups and downs. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to make it work. You're going to have to find a way to succeed. You're going to have to find a way to keep the fire inside going. I'll say this and we'll wrap it up. I'm with, for whatever reason, the past few weeks, and I think it's because Garrett turning 10 and maybe there's a little pre-puberty going on, but, Garrett was like very negative towards baseball. And I kept telling him, I said, buddy, if you want to quit. Like, I don't want you to play something if you're not happy. Don't play for me. Don't play. And he was like, no, I love baseball, but practice sucks. And and I haven't been able to hit the ball, and I'm, and I said, buddy, I said, look, dude, and I don't know if I want to play baseball right now. And I said, well, don't play. Like, don't play. I don't give a fuck. Like, don't play. No, but I want to play. And just these ups and downs, and I was very frustrated.
Coach isn't happy with me. I can tell he doesn't think I'm a good baseball player.
Yeah, it's been very emotional. But I left the weekend to go to Milwaukee, and I spent a lot of time thinking about it. And to be honest with you, I was somewhat upset with Garrett because I'm like, dude, we're obsessing about baseball because you obsess about baseball. We're all in because you're asking us.
And he knows that. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, this is a lot of work to keep juggling this on the weekends.
I told him,
without your dad.
You be doing me a favor, bro. Like, are you kidding me? I'll hunt. I got a lot of things I could be doing.
If you want to do this, it is hard and it is exhausting, but I will support you and I will be there for you. But you got to load your shit in the car and you got to get it out of the car.
And that's my point. It's been all him. It has been all him. So for him to kind of have this attitude, I'm like, dude, you want this. You're the one telling me. So this goes for you, right? You want this. You're telling your mom and dad that you want to do it, right? And then I took a step back and I left and I was upset with him. And then I thought to myself, and I'm being honest right now on the podcast, I don't feel like being on stage right now. I don't feel like being on the road. I love doing stand-up comedy. I love making people laugh, right? Mm-hmm. I love the life that it provides. I know I'm blessed. But right now, I'm not happy. And I'm not digging being on the road. I'm not digging being on stage. I walk on stage for the first 10 minutes. I'm not happy. I don't get happy on stage until minute 15.
When they're loving you and laughing.
That's when I'm back, right?
Yeah.
And normally it's like, man, I can't wait to get on stage. And I can't wait to tell jokes. And I can't wait to see all these people, right? But right now, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
The difference between me and Garrett is that I can't quit. I can't just walk away. I have a family to feed, right? So I came back with a different perspective, right? Where I go, okay, how do I approach Garrett? So when I saw him yesterday, when I got home Sunday, and he hit a freaking 220-foot home run.
Rick, he hit his first over-the-fence home run this weekend.
I saw it.
Not coach pitch. He hit one with coach pitch, not coach pitch. Over the fence, bomb. And then he had a great game and a great weekend of baseball. Then we ran over to football. He threw 2 touchdowns and had a pick 6, and for the entirety of the field, picked it off in the end zone, ran it all the way back to the other end zone, went back to baseball, won a championship, and I'm talking to him, and I said, how do you feel now? Oh, I love it, and I'm having so much fun. And I said, listen, dude, we are going to go through these things. And you, Bria, are going to go through these things. And it's going to get hard. And you're going to go, do I really want to do this? I made Garrett make me a promise. And I said, listen, Garrett, I'm going to ask you a question. Mm-hmm. I said, if you want to quit as your parent, I can insist you do things, right, as your parent. I said, but if you want to quit, do you want me to let you quit? Or do you want me to insist? And he goes, no, Dad, insist. Please make me play. And I said, okay, I'm going to hold you to that, right? So yesterday or Sunday when I was talking to him, I said, we're not going to quit, are we? I'm not going to let you. And he goes, I don't want to, Dad. But I put his shoes on my feet.
Yeah. And
I realized that it's not fair for me to be upset with him when I'm having the same feelings. The difference is I'm an adult and a grown-up, and I'm keeping it inside.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not telling everybody. I'm not walking around the house going, I don't want to play, and I don't want to go on stage.
They don't love me anymore.
Yeah, they don't love me anymore. And I'm doing the same damn set, and I can't wait to record it. Like, I just handle it, right? So, Rick, it was one of those deals where we all go through it. We all go through it. And I know you go through it too, Rick.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
be creative again.
I was gonna say no. It's like the moments of being uninspired.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that being said, do you have a topic for Wedding Wednesday?
No, I wasn't really thinking like that.
Because I'm recording one today.
I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about what's going on with my life so you can help me.
Yeah.
Rick wants the advice book. He wants you to write the advice book.
I don't know if I'm so good at advice, but I try. With that being said, our friends at Coastal Bend Auto Group, Confidence Auto Group.
Confidence
Auto Group. We absolutely love them. Aztec Chevrolet. Always
Is
taking
our
care of us.
commercial out yet?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, I hadn't seen the final cut.
I need to get it because
Yes.
it's absolutely hilarious.
We need to share it.
Yeah.
It is really funny.
Really proud of the commercials. But please check us out. Give them an opportunity. The numbers right here or somewhere.
Rick's like,
The
numbers
somewhere right here. That's why I'm giving them everywhere. So give them an opportunity. Old Salt Coffee, absolutely delicious. We love it. It is veteran owned and operated. So please give them an opportunity. And of course, Raul Western. And again, Whataburger. Been a fan since I was a child. Thank you for sending me all the cool swag. We really appreciate you. And me and Captain Evil, who looks beautiful today, absolutely love you. And be with Jesus. There you go. We'll give it to him. Thank you, guys.